I've gone over my design that I liked in pen just to make it easier for me, but also for you guys to see what I'm doing. So it's not necessary to go over it in pen, but I just thought it would be easier to tell what I'm doing in the video. So I've got a piece of tracing paper and I've also got a bit of scrap paper. So this is just scrap paper out of my scrap paper drawer. And I'm going to tuck it in there because the thing about oil pastel is it transfers, which is actually brilliant because it means we're going to get a little piece of art out of doing this as well as the next step of our design. So I've put the piece of paper in between my pages and then I've put the tracing paper on top of here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw over it in a biro. Now I'm using biro literally because it makes my life easier because I can see it better on the tracing paper and we're not tracing like normal, we're just going to poke through the paper when we put it on the print. It will make more sense when we're doing it. So I'm using a pen to go over here. I'm going to press on quite hard so that I get a really nice print of my oil pastel behind. It's a bit like magic. You'll see what I mean when I've done it. Because I am quite practiced at using tracing paper, I just use my non-drawing hand, so in my case that's my left hand, to hold the paper in place. If you really struggle with that, just ask your teacher for a little bit of masking tape, which will help you keep it in place, and you can save the masking tape for the next step. Make sure that you are blocking out those black areas. If you remember last video, we talked about how there might be some areas that you want lots of colour to come through, so make sure you remember to block out those areas so you remember to do it when you're drawing. So now I've got my thing traced out, so that I'm going to use to trace out on my polypress, but I just wanted to really quickly show you what will have happened. So because I had this piece of paper underneath here where I've got all of this oil pastel colour, it's now printed out a little kind of version of this, and that's actually quite close. I think this is really useful because that's quite close to how it will look in your final piece, because all of the colour you will see in the areas that the colour is, and then these white sections will actually be black, so you'll just have that colour poking through. So I think it's quite useful to see that because you can see that maybe there will be too much black. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking that maybe I want to do these kind of curvy lips. I might want to fill those in black as well, just so there's a nice, or not on this bit, fill those in black, so that actually there's a really bright colourful thing that comes through there. But I might put it on the polypress and see how I feel. Okay, but yeah, that one, and you can do it with any of your oil pastel backgrounds once you've got your tracing paper as well. So if you wanted to try it on a different one, so maybe you wanted to try it on the firework one, you could just use the tracing paper on top of a piece of paper and it will work the same. So yeah, there you go.